Alright, everything's getting deleted. And we're gonna replace that. So the concept is that everything is gonna be made out of giant letters and numbers and things. What is an interesting letter for the ground? I mean, S is a little bit interesting because you go around in a curve like that, right? So we're gonna do this. We're going to rotate 90 that way. Although maybe we want it the other way around, negative 90. Alright, we have S. There we go. Location. Where is 0? 0, 0, 0. Where does that put it? That puts it in the ground. Okay, 0 is down here. And the skylight is also down here. I guess I don't want it 0, 0, 0. Let me move it up a little bit. Until it's like flush with the ground-ish. 170, 160. I'm just curious as to why. Oh, I see. And then scale 100. Well, I mean, maybe if it's 100, we need to move it down. It's a giant S. Great. So do you want it there or one a little bit down from here? I mean, even 100. Okay, I guess at this level is good. But even 100 is not that big, right? Even 100 is not that big. 1,000. Wait, I don't want 1,000 that way. Wait a minute. 1,000. See, now it's a pretty good size. It's also huge. Okay, now it's a good size. Holy crap, look at that. Yes. Yeah, there you go. And then content, alphabet soup. Let me save all there. Material experiments. Let's make a new material. And we're just gonna make it light gray. Let me just go color, not color, constants, color, and what should we make this? HSV. What's a good V value? Light gray, 0.6? 0.6. Alright, it's just gonna be light gray. Nothing special. Let's save changes. This is gonna be called light gray. Put that there. And I mean, buttress is still there. That's good. This, we kind of want to make sure it's sitting on top of the thing, which I think it is. And then we can now render FX lighting. Cubes we can delete. Arena we can delete. Arena geometry we can delete. Alright, cool. And then if we build, we have a giant S. Giant S with a buttress on it. And then we can start playing with textures. I don't really have any good ideas as to what textures we want. But the thing with the letters is that, you know, when you play with scale and positioning, you can move the stuff around so that, you know, like when you're standing on the S, but there's a giant S, you don't really see the S because you're so close to the surface that you can't really see the whole S from this angle. But then if you manage to climb up and then look down at it, then you will see the S. So again, like, so there's like a word above your head, but it's at the wrong angle, then you can't read the word. Whereas if you kind of walk further away and then you look back, then you can read the word. So stuff like this might be interesting to consider. Wait, there's no shadow on the buttress. Alright, buttress is there. So I'm thinking maybe the lighting is... Look how there's no shadow here. Isn't that weird? So I'm not sure what this means. Either it's because... I mean, it could mean a number of things. It could be that there's not enough detail in the lighting. It could be that because the whole thing is outside. Wait. Unable to be loaded. Did it just say... Did I not build? I thought I built. What was the error? Wait, what's the error? Oh, maybe I shouldn't... Uh... The map specified command line cannot be found. You have to load default map instead. The map specified in the command line, the game alphabet soup 1 could not be found. Would you like to load the default map instead? Well, there's no data. There's no built data, I don't think. Save all. No idea what that means. I don't know why that is. So this box, post-process volume, and the light mass importance volume. Don't know why that's like that. 1, 1, and 1. Oh, it just needs to be bigger. All right. 100. Maybe 100 is too big. Is everything too big? Like, what's going on here? Perspective. I forgot how to not. Oh, camera speed. Alright, that helps a little bit. Maybe 100's too big. Alright, 10 is good. I'm gonna move it over that way. How do I change this to layout? There we go. 4 panes. Interesting that it zooms out all 4 at once. It's also not quite big enough for the S. Y 12. Alright, there you go. And in fact, it doesn't need to be quite 10 and higher. What if we go 3? Like mass important volume. Alright, good. Post-process volume. $200. That's a bit big. Let me move this. Alright, so it needs to be bigger this way. To 40 to 60. And not quite this big this way. 20 this way. The engine was compiling shaders and I don't know why. 180. Oops. 180. Alright, I mean this seems good. So there's that. And let's see, player start. We should rotate it 0 or like -90. The thing won't load last time, I don't know why. Settings, world settings. World settings. Game session, game state, player controller, player state. Game session. Class. Oh, Visual Studio. It's actually it's literally code. I probably don't want to do this. I probably don't want to mess with the code. But here you go, Visual Studio. If you want to do programming, there's also this. Hold on, let me look at this again. So did we build this or did we not build this? Engine C++ classes. I don't really want to mess with this. Details, content, alphabet soup. It's not really loading, is it? Save all. I mean, it says loading Visual Studio, and this says ready. It doesn't seem to be linked properly. I don't think I've actually linked this properly. Can I close that? Can I get this to stop trying? Buttress. Alright. So we rebuilt the lighting again, but it's still, the shadows are still missing. Supposed to be fully loaded, but wasn't. supposed to be fully loaded but wasn't. I forgot what this means. Didn't we have this problem at some point? Okay, so it 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 won't load. I don't remember why this would be a problem. Uh, we had this problem before. Map check is apparently fine. Source control. Play in editor. Compiler log. Yeah, this. Unable to cook package for platform because it was unable to be loaded. Unable to be loaded? This one was unable to be loaded? What does that mean? So we tried to build this stuff, right? Only build geometry. Current level. Nothing wrong. Build lighting only. I mean, it doesn't give us an error when it builds. But it says it won't load. Map file size. Cooking file path length. 153 out of 260. I mean, that's not a problem. Light build complete. Let me just build the whole thing. What? Oh. Let me just escape out of that. That was meant to open in C++. That took forever to open. I clicked that ages ago. Anyway. See, look, so that build is complete. All of that is complete. And then we go save all. And then if we go launch. Is that it? Is it gonna work this time? So it didn't work before because it was still trying to open the C++ thing. That's the only thing. Okay. Alright. Alright, it does work. Oh look, buttress. Alright, so it does work. And it didn't work because it was trying to open C++. So, So this is the S, right? And this is what I mean when I say, like, if you're zoomed out far enough, then you can't actually see the S. Like, you can't really tell that this is an S. Well, I mean, kind of. You can vaguely tell that this is a giant S. Also, is this S the right shape? S's are supposed to look like that in this font. I guess it is the right shape. So you can't really tell what shape this is because it's so big. You can also not have shadows because it's so big, which is a problem. Cancel. Alright, so what is wrong? And how do we improve the shadows? Is it just because it's too big? If we take... Oh, floor is still here. Wait, why is the floor still here? Static mesh actor. Alright, we can delete the floor. Delete the floor. Upper S. Light gray. Let me actually put a texture on the buttress as well. Materials go red on the buttress. I find it curious that it doesn't tell us to recalculate the lighting after I put the buttress in. I need to slow down the camera again. Light gray textures. I mean, if I increase this, would that make any difference? That's still 64, it's red. Lighting needs to be rebuilt. It didn't say to rebuild it after I put the texture on. But it does say to rebuild it after I change the light mask setting. Maps need lighting rebuild. Map check complete. Alright, so it's finished building. There's no shadows still. Look at this. Why are there no shadows on the giant S? Giant S, content alphabet soup. Big S, UV channels, 0, 1, light map coordinate index 1. Is it the material? What if I turn this to production? There's not even a shadow on this thing. Did I make the material wrong? Material experiments, light gray. Base color, metallic, specular, emissive color, normal. Ambient occlusion. Blend mode, opaque. I mean, this is the most basic thing, right? This is the most basic thing, and there shouldn't be any problems with this. I might just scale up the buttress. I think I'll scale up the buttress and see what happens. Also, computer is lagging. Oh, no, I thought it might have crashed. Alright, don't do anything when it's compiling because it will lag like crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like it's deploying assets. It could be that there's just because it's too big. I mean, if it's because it's too big, and the UV map is not big. Oh wait, why are we in the floor now? That's not correct. Why are we in the floor? Did I move things somehow? Did I? I didn't. Why were we in the floor? Hold on. I didn't change this. Did I? Wait a minute. Hold on, let me move this up a little bit. Well, maybe I move the S down a little bit. Location -110. What happened there? That wasn't what it was doing before. Why has it suddenly moved us? That's weird. Network player start. Did I move these somehow? Okay, now it's gonna do that. So it was. Wait, did I do that? So we moved the network player started to the floor somehow. I don't know. Did I do that? I didn't change anything, did I? Light is there. Intensity. Lighting build complete rendering text. Light components. Wait, where's the atmospheric fog? The atmospheric fog is gone. Wait a minute. Did I delete the atmospheric fog? Oh, wait a minute. No, it should be render. Oh, there it is. Found it. Atmospheric fog. Uh, where was the thing that links the light source to the atmospheric fog? Use temperature effects world in direct lighting intensity. Okay, here we go. Atmosphere sunlight. Okay, that's correct. Let me launch. Save selected. It is possible that I just need that I can't have like a massive static mesh like this for. Yeah, so there's no shadows being cast. That's so weird. In fact, Okay, I mean that's casting shadows. Buttress is casting shadows on itself, so the buttress is correct. It's a giant S that's not correct. So if I go content, alphabet soup, and we go, let's put a giant exclamation mark in here somewhere. And we're gonna go scale 10, 10, 10. Maybe this doesn't need to be 10. Maybe this can be like 2. Alright, giant exclamation mark. And make it red. And we're gonna rotate it by 90. Alright, so now let's put this giant exclamation mark right there. And then build. I mean, the question is this big enough to cast a shadow on the S? Maybe I should just make the S smaller. That's the weirdest thing. Because the exclamation mark is casting a shadow on itself. Look at that. See, that thing there is the... But it's not casting a shadow on the S. Which doesn't make any sense. Light gray... Like, why is it not? Cast shadow... Is it outside the box? Is that what the problem is? I do understand that everything else is much bigger than it. Is it because light map resolution, does this need to be like huge? Because that the letter is huge? Maybe it just needs to be huge. Hold on, let me just make that a huge number and see if it changes anything. So what was it before? 256? So now it's 10 times as big. Well, not quite 10 times as big. 8 times as big. I think we're not supposed to make a giant static mesh like this. Although now the lighting is taking much longer to compute. So I'm starting to think that maybe this is correct. Alright, well, 64%. Can we copy, transform, edit? Actor, convert to static mesh. transform attach to, I guess I can group them. Maybe I should group this stuff. And then can I scale the group? Lighting build completed. Apply now. Encoding, I mean it's taking longer. Right. Oh, look, there's a shadow. Okay. Alright. It just needs to be bigger, and in fact it needs to be much bigger than this, because that shadow is not the right resolution still. We figured it out, guys. Make it 20 times bigger again? Ah, crap, it can't be that big. How big can it be? How 4096 is as big as it can be. So what it means is that we can't really have a giant static mesh like this, because the shadows won't be correct. Even at the bigger scale, the shadow won't be correct, in detail. So this is interesting to know. So if I go to here, Unreal, how big can static mesh be? Static meshes. Creating a big floor using BSP or static mesh, then we can probably count. Stress static mesh. Should I be using static mesh for walls and floors? Static meshes Unreal Engine. Like, is there like a rule of thumb for how big they should be? Light map unwrapping. Box, planar, cylindrical. Hmm. Hmm. Fascinating. So for a complex object like this, you kind of just have to turn up the light map. Alright. Wasted UV padding, necessary UV padding. Oh, UV padding, because the shadows will bleed from one thing to... Okay. What's going on back here? It's putting the light. Alright, this is gonna... And it seems to... I hope it's not crashing. Where's my mouse gone? I think the recording is still going, but the computer is lagging right now, I think. Alright, we found the mouse again. Auto save in 6 seconds for 2 items. Well, sure, save it. So we're probably doing something not clever right now, but we are finding the limits of We're finding the limits of this stuff. How big can a static mesh be? Or like big static meshes. Creating a big floor. Big performance has been spawning static mesh on the blueprint. This is repeating meshes versus light map quality. They're not really giant. Not really answering my questions. Is it even possible to import huge meshes? 2.1 million vertices. 2.1 million polys in one mesh. God, yes. Yes. Alright. Joining several meshes into one mesh to reduce what? Number of draw cells. Massive static meshes. That's probably the one that is closest to what I'm looking for. Alright, so that's complete. Wait, what? It's not complete. It didn't actually... Wait, what? It hasn't built. Did it just not build? Hold on, let me just turn this down. Alright, turn this down to preview. And build. I thought it was building before. Did it just stop halfway because it crashed? Alright, building lighting. I don't know what happened there anyway. Giant? Is it possible to import huge meshes? 2.1 million vertices. Really break your rig into parts and import them one by one. You could look at it like a game, very specialized game for a very special purpose. Split it into parts. High-res mesh. 400,000 poly objects in 3 minutes. This is almost definitely time spent cache optimizing our index buffer that is used to render the mesh. If you split up your mesh into smaller pieces, you can end up with the same poly count, but it's still just separate pieces. You should not have this problem. We will continue to look at ways to make this process more efficient. Triangulating before export may help with your import time. The FBX SDK will triangulate the mesh, and that seems to be really slow. Tools such as Maya and Max have much more efficient triangulation algorithms. Alright. Right. I will start import a house into Unreal Engine. My aim is to have a small town, and I start to think if I should recreate the whole town in Blender, then import this whole town and static mesh into Unreal, or split up into smaller pieces. My reasoning for the whole town is that I would be able to see how the town would look all together. As I said before, I'm new to all this. Definitely do it in bits. Benefits are having separate pieces help reduce renderer cow objects, not in view, and LED the ones that are far away. Less work, reuse assets to fill out detail. Correcting errors is quicker. Takes up less memory, far easier to move objects in. Static mesh place around, blah blah blah. Alright, well, people recommend against giant static meshes, so I can understand what's going on. This is not going well for us, by the way, guys. This is not going well for us. What I probably should do is just to make the S smaller. The S doesn't need to be quite that big. I can probably make it like a half the size or a quarter of the size, and then we're fine.